Hello, everyone. My name is Jeremy Holston, and I'm the director of the LGBT Chamber of Commerce of Illinois. And my pronouns are he, him, his. Today, our LGBT Chamber serves as the voice for nearly 50,000 LGBTQ business owners across the state of Illinois and our 30 corporate partners and their Pride employee resource groups. Every year, we look forward to celebrating Pride with our members and our community at large. But as you know, this is a Pride that we've never seen before. Not only do we have COVID-19, which has impacted businesses and the way that we'll be coming together to celebrate Pride, but in addition to that, we've been faced with the murders and deaths of Tony McDade, a Black trans man, George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Laquan McDonald, and so many others. And with that, we found ourselves needing to adjust our thinking on Pride as we reflect on this historic moment in time. I'm excited to give you a behind the scenes look as two of our members come together to talk about pivoting during this Pride season. First is Michael Nordman, board member and corporate partner representing Molson Coors. Second is Scott Holzman, CEO and founder of InQuest Consulting. Scott, I'm excited to turn it over to you for now.
Thank you so much, Jeremy, and welcome, Michael. I'm going to jump right in with a question for you. Often I hear people talk about our LGBTQ plus community and family as if it's one big happy family, and Pride as one big celebratory only event. But I'm curious from a personal perspective, how you may have seen the intersection of race and LGBTQ plus issues play out.
Absolutely. As someone who identifies as mixed race, but is often seen as Black, sometimes Boys Town or other LGBTQ safe spaces don't always feel comfortable for me or welcoming. It can happen in very different ways, from the music that's played to the images, and sometimes it can be overt and sometimes it can be coded. And so we need to be conscientious of that. One thing that really stood out for me was the negative response that happened a few Prides ago to the Black Lives Matter movement staging a protest during the actual Pride parade. The response from the community was very poor. And it's important to realize that these struggles happen concurrently. And the struggle for LGBTQ equality is not exclusive from the one for Black Lives Matter, because obviously the reason we celebrate Pride is because of a Black trans woman throwing a brick at Stonewall. So with that, I want to make sure that we are being inclusive as a community.
I think that's a great point. We need to look within our own community first and really ask ourselves, how racially inclusive are we? And hold up the mirror is what I'm hearing you say. Second question then, Michael, as a leader for a business resource group, kind of the group that pulls the LGBTQ community together in your company, how have you pivoted Pride this month?
Yeah, I mean, we were very excited with Pride at the beginning of the month and had a whole social media plan that, we took a pause on. We felt it was important to first speak on the murder of George Floyd and many others, not only with words, but also with actions, because we felt that was very important. However, we are continuing to celebrate Pride throughout the year through our Miller Lite happy hours that we do with the Matthew Shepard Foundation, who looks at hate from a broad perspective. So it'll allow us to have these difficult conversations, not only about how the LGBTQ community faces homophobia and transphobia, but also about how the Black community faces racism and hate in those ways as well. So Scott, now I have a question kind of for you. As a leader in the LGBTQ space, what questions are you starting to get, and what kind of advice do you have for companies like mine?
Thanks, Michael. There really have been three pretty consistent questions over the last several days. One is, hey, should we really pivot? We just spent all this time pivoting to virtual due to COVID. Does what's going on matter? Short answer, yes, pivot. You need to pivot to take these events into account. Question two, I've heard a lot of questions about how should we be thinking about this for our own group? Use it as a way to ask yourselves how racially inclusive your own BRG is, business resource group is. If your leadership is predominantly gay, white, male, which we know, we see that across many of our corporations, BRG groups, take a look to how you're going to address that and what is a plan to do so. Third, how can you help? Get out there and stand in ways that are comfortable for you and your organization in this movement. Be proud with the flags, perhaps carry the Quasar or the Philadelphia flag at a Black Lives Matter march or protest in lieu of Pride celebrations. Think about ways to adjust. Jeremy, back to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Scott and Michael, for sharing that perspective. Additionally, to our corporate partners, as you think about additional opportunities to be an ally during the season, please feel free to reach out to learn how you can be a supporter of our LGBTQ Biz Bootcamp or our affinity network group supporting Black LGBTQ entrepreneurs and professionals. I look forward to hearing about your success as you have pivoted during this Pride season. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you soon.